Jim, our next question sent to CornyDriveThru at gmail.com from Jack Burton, the Pork Chop Express.
Pork Chop!
I happened to catch a clip from a virtual autograph signing Torrie Wilson did for the Asylum Wrestling Store, currently making the rounds on the internet. I assume he means the clip, not the store.
Not the store, yeah.
In the clip, Wilson mentions that she was told right before her WWE Hall of Fame speech back in 2019 that she was not allowed to mention Sable by name. I know Sable is not a favorite subject of yours, but I found it interesting she would be someone WWE wouldn't allow any reference to, and it got me wondering why that would be. Do you think Sable herself, or possibly Brock Lesnar, has said something to WWE about not wanting to be referenced? Do you think it's just WWE trying to awkwardly distance themselves from the hypersexuality of her era? Now that I think about it, she's never really been mentioned or referenced since her final run in 2004. Any thoughts you have would be appreciated.
Well, I don't... When you started asking that question, I thought you were going to say they told her not to mention Sable because is there heat? Was she going to thank Sable for something? I don't remember anybody ever.
So. Probably.
Was she?
I don't think she was going to say, Torrie Wilson, in the middle of Torrie Wilson, and by the way, that fucking bitch. That wasn't
Yeah, I mean,
happen.
That got me a lot of other people. If you probably said don't mention her name, that's how they would take it. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I bet you I've met Torrie Wilson. I'm trying to remember where it was. This is not a knock on her, but, we haven't.
Yeah, but she was in WCW when you were working for WWE, and then you were in OVW, and I don't know where you would have, yeah.
I don't know anything about Torrie Wilson or who she was for or against. I don't see why that if she had to something to thank Sable for, they wouldn't want Sable mentioned. I honestly don't remember anybody ever wanting to thank Sable for anything. Do you?
Mark Merrow may have wanted to say thank you, and then he may have wanted to take it back.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it is interesting that you never hear her referenced or mentioned ever, even though her husband works there.
And I mean, Torrie came in right after I left and came back to Louisville. So she was there at the same time as Sable was at some part there. But I don't know if there were issues between them. I don't know if they liked each other. I don't know why she wanted to mention her. I don't know why that she would be told not to mention her. They've put her in documentaries and videos and the history. They haven't erased her like they have with Benoit or something like that. So even if Sable did obviously sue the company when she thought she ought to be the biggest star in the business.
And then they brought her back.
And then did that flop? And did they leave again on bad terms? Or just
I wouldn't say it flopped. I mean, that's when they used her and Torrie Wilson and her and Vince, and it didn't flop, but it wasn't lighting the world on fire. And also, by that point, she met Brock. And Brock left in, 2004?
So the point is, I don't know why, unless there was heat between Sable and the company, that Torrie Wilson would not be allowed to thank her by name in a Hall of Fame speech. I can understand why they would say don't say anything bad. So but I mean, are we arguing? Is there anybody out there beating drums for more fucking Sable? Or can we all be allowed to forget that horrible chapter in our history?
Sable should be in the Hall of Fame, don't you think? Their Hall of Fame, considering some of the people they put in there and what they mean to their company. It is an omission that's kind of glaring that Sable's not in there.
Well,
they have every other woman that was in, or not, I don't say in. Every other woman that was around Sable.
I don't know
why I said in.
With Sable. In the mattress with Sable.
In or around Sable. They have all these other women are in the Hall of Fame. Sable's not.
I've never looked at, because my opinion. Should Sable be in a Hall of Fame for anything other than picking the proper plastic surgeon? The answer is, are you out of your fucking mind? So I've never even given it a moment's thought. I just thought that everybody was being sane and logical and didn't put Sable in the Hall of Fame. But you're right, considering some of the other people and the way that they created the female version of public hysteria and mass hypnosis like they did with the Ultimate Warrior, for a few years, people thought that she was worth something. And then gradually they found out that she couldn't do anything.